Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here this week with Ben, and alongside me I have Eddie.
Hello.
And that's it.
You did the Eddie as if there was more, so I went into it. I went like hello instead of going the end hello. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I kind of led that off the cliff there. Sadly, Pete was ill yesterday. Then we had to move the recording date for work reasons, and then we asked Donnie to join, and it all went tits up. And anyway, here we are.
At least Kirk was always out. There you go.
Yes, Kirk was always out.
If anything, Kirk was the most reliable.
He was incredibly reliable because we went, Kirk, do you want to join? No. Okay, yeah. We had. That's brilliant. Yeah, you've got to respect that.
No messing around. Yeah,
no messing whatsoever. So here we are. So yeah, a two-man show. But you have got the two
best.
Great well, they are the best, but we are the two great performing Warzone players of the week. We went back to Warzone, didn't we, last couple of weeks, and we got back-to-back wins.
Back-to-back
fucking wins.
I know. That's pretty impressive.
We just need to take a moment and thank Activision for releasing their new Call of Duty game, because then that means all the good players are playing that instead of dominating Warzone.
That's probably a very big reason of why we got back-to-back wins. But
I said it, especially, I think it was on the first night, I was like, we're a lock for a win tonight.
Did you put the clip on Twitter?
I did put the clip on Twitter. Nobody watches it. Nobody cares.
Go like it. There you go.
It got like a like or two.
Yeah, well, I'm going to like it tonight. Don't you worry.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I mean, it was me, so.
Yeah, your excellence was shown on Twitter. I think I said that you did what you do best and secured up the victory or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Something. You were acknowledged. You were acknowledged.
Thank you. I respect that. Yeah, thank you. It's the only place I am, so.
Yeah, that's fine. So that leads us into talking about more Call of Duty later on, because we will be doing the news, the new releases, and then what we've been playing, which includes Modern Warfare 3, and also Eddie's potential Game of the Year, which he teased last week.
Yes.
We do get to hear about it this week, and it's a goodie.
It's a goodie. Do I say it now? I don't know what to do.
No, you don't say it now.
You have to listen.
Hold that suspense. So yeah.
And don't forward wind. I know what you're thinking, Spotify users.
You have to listen now. You're locked in. And then the feature is the Nintendo Indie Showcase, which was but 2 hours ago.
So it was
we are incredibly up to date now. We are like relevant as fuck.
Topical.
When this is released, people are like, fucking hell, these boys.
How do they get so quick? Yeah.
How are they off the mark straight? Well, the reason is that we've had to delay the podcast.
It's we're
recording on Tuesday night.
We're early because we're late. Yeah, boom. There you go.
That's good. Right, but on to the quick news. Firstly, Baldur's Gate 3 secured a record 7 awards at the Golden Joystick Awards last week. That included Best Storytelling, Best Visual Design, Studio of the Year, Best Game Community, PC Game of the Year, and Ultimate Game of the Year. So it actually won a Game of the Year already.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's a precursor. Baldur's Gate Series S port, that seems to be progressing well as well, because they've said that there might be benefits for all systems with improved memory efficiencies. So we're still waiting for that Xbox release date, but I think they just gave the update. It looks promising. I think last week we said the rumor was sometime in December.
Yeah.
So they'll want to get it out before Christmas, won't they? So
especially with this more press about how well it's doing. This is good.
Oh yeah, I mean, can you imagine? Like that team must be like, we need to get this out before Christmas, because if Game Awards are coming about, if that fucking wins, it's a perfect Christmas present. Yeah. It needs to be on all systems.
Yep.
Yep. Well, good luck to him. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was supposedly developed in just 16 months, according to Bloomberg.
Well, if you have a fucking 2-hour campaign, then I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, we'll talk about it later on. But it is like same engine.
Yeah,
like everything. It's the same. But
it is. Yeah, a lot of it is going to be just copy and paste. I mean,
yeah, kind of. But it kind of has to be in the live. If you're doing a live service game and you're doing new games of that live service game, I mean, we'll talk about it what we've been playing. But it does actually make sense. Unity are supposedly likely to announce layoffs in Q1 2024. That's according to their Q3 earnings report. So Unity, which we know has been in the news for all the wrong reasons of late. It doesn't surprise me one bit that they're talking about layoffs now. But they're going to be possible casualties. And I suppose for their staff, it's good to almost announce this months in advance so that they
thought this, actually. When I saw this, I thought, don't get me wrong, it's going to upset a lot of people working for Unity. But in the long run, this could be good for both sides.
Yes. Yeah, because you get the other reports of places like Naughty Dog who like tell people late in the day, or was it other ones, or was it Naughty Dog where it's like meetings got put in 15 minutes and
it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Just a quick one, wasn't it? And then boom.
Exactly. So this would be a better way to communicate that and allow people to change their circumstances. Or find other ways. So anyway, moving on from that. PlayStation 5 sales reach 46.5 million. That's what they've said in their recent Q2 earnings report. The first thing that I thought when I saw this number of 46.5 million is the people playing Fortnite last weekend. There were more people playing Fortnite than there were PlayStation 5s. That's crazy, right?
It's crazy on both sides.
Yeah. I mean, that is a great number for the PlayStation 5. Don't get me wrong. But what the fuck? There we go. Sony also said that they'll be delaying the releases of almost half of their live service games that they plan to be doing. So they plan to be doing 10. 6 are set to release by March 2026, though. So that's just over 2 years. No real reason to panic. It's 6 live service games the next 2 years. That's still quite toppy, isn't it? But they did, it was back in February 2022 when they said they wanted to release 10 live service games. I don't know if that's now increased to 12 because they said they're delaying half, but 6 are still being really whatever. But there's a shit ton of games.
Someone's really bad at maths,
Yeah, exactly. They're bad at maths, shit tons of games, one of the two.
There you go.
And finally, in the quick news, the Game Awards have announced their nominees for Game of the Year. So they've done all the different categories. You can go on the website, you can vote for all the shit. We're not talking about all of the rest of them. But for the main category, there is Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, the remake, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, and Alan Wake 2.
Oh, Alan Wake 2 gets in there.
Alan Wake 2 just sneaking in the
little recency bias. Lovely, good recency.
Absolutely, Eddie. The recency bias. That is so true. I'm just checking. There are just 6, aren't there? Because I just did that off the top of my head earlier, and I haven't missed any off.
Brilliant. I did see on while you search, I did see on Twitter people are going mental that Hogwarts Legacy hasn't been nominated for anything. Is it?
It hasn't. Now they're saying that people's argument on Twitter on that would be that there's some kind of discrimination against the game because of everything surrounding outside of the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you talking about because she said some stuff,
yes,
yeah? Fuck. Why don't people just calm the fuck down? Just play a game. Stop getting political.
Completely agree. There is the universe that we probably live in where just Hogwarts didn't deserve any nomination.
Yeah, there's no way people have gone like, because of that. No, there's no way on hell. No.
Yeah.
People judge these games on their merits of the games, not anything else.
Well, even like the main nominees here for the Game of the Year, I think they use 120 outlets to kind of like, I think these outlets are the same outlets that are then reviewing games throughout the year and your top outlets and all that kind of stuff. So it stands to reason that the games that are highest on Metacritic would come in here. So there is the outpouring of where's Starfield? Like half of the people saying, of course Starfield's not in, and half people saying, where the fuck's Starfield? But I mean, if you look at the Metacritic of Starfield being whatever it is, fucking 80 or something,
82 or something last time I saw.
It's just not anywhere near this. Like it's not getting it. That it just stands to logical reason that it wouldn't be if it's being voted in by 120 independents who are likely going to fall in line with the Metacritic kind of scorings.
And the way I see it, Ben, like whenever you look at all these awards, they are the quality of game. They're not enjoyability, and that's why I always bring my own games into our game of the year, because, like, if it's making on a very well crafted game isn't necessarily a game that everyone enjoys. Like, everyone does enjoy playing Starfield, as in enjoys it. Like, yeah, this is a good game. Does it mean it's the best crafted game of the year? No, it doesn't. So, look, I still do think it should be on there, only because of certain mechanics, and I do like it a lot. But and I don't like some of the games listed there. But I do get it. I completely understand why I think
you've made one of the best points there around kind of the game of the year. This is why I've got no problem with the nominations here. I've got a problem that on Twitter the latest virtue signaling meta is to say that you're a crying baby if you talk about your game that wasn't in Game of the Year. But whatever. But I think all of these games, you can appreciate the greatness that they're trying to do, and I think that's what it is. It's like games like Baldur's Gate 3 that I played 20 odd hours of and then popped it down because I wasn't enjoying it that much.
Yeah.
Did I recognise that it was a great game? Yes. Did I recognise all the things that it was trying to do? Yeah, I think that's great. It's just, for me, it's not the type of game that it didn't sound off with me.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder with games like Baldur's Gate, like, obviously loads of people have played it, loads of people, but predominantly it was a PC release at the start. I don't think it's sold amazingly on PlayStation. I do wonder how much some of these games is just that a load of people say it's amazing and then everyone jumps on the amazing bandwagon. Like
Yes. Every fucking game, Ben. Every game. The amount of times I see a game and I go, how is this got so big? And then you see at the beginning, it's amazing. And remember, I am one of the biggest Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 fans. There is literally forums, everything I was on. And even like I do think like the bandwagon just went on and on. And to complicate things further, I have watched more and more gameplay of this to try and encourage myself to buy it. And the more I go, like, yeah, it looks good, but I'm a bit upset that it's not true to form to the previous ones. But yeah. No, I completely agree. People jump on that bandwagon and it fucking rolls, Ben. It rolls. It goes mental.
Yeah, because I have the same thoughts about Alan Wake 2. Like, Alan Wake 2, I played a bit of it, hours of it. But I haven't played much in the last week, and it's not bad in any way. And I will play more of it. I'm just waiting to have the opportunity to play more of it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, yeah, I recognise it's really good, but who's like getting off work at the end of the day and going, fuck, I need to put that game on? Like, that's my question. That's my mind is like, the great games are the ones that you like kind of go, oh, I really want to be playing that right now.
And you think about it at work and maybe even get your phone out to like look, or is there a better way to do that? Yeah, that's a true good game, not.
That's what I need from a great game, and that different games provide different things. But I'm just interested to how that happens, and I do think there is quite a bit of that with certain games. But anyway, it is what it is, and that is the not so quick news.
Long news. Shall I go first? I have some Steam Deck news. Valve launches Steam Deck OLED this month. Valve has announced Steam Deck OLED. a revamped version of its handheld PC, this time with an OLED screen as its star feature. This new Steam Deck has the same main tech specs. I don't know why I shortened technical specs there, as the current Steam Deck, but it includes an improved display that's bigger and uses HDR. This means that all Steam Deck verified games will run in the same new models, which is pretty cool. The new OLED models go on sale on the 16th, so tomorrow if you're listening yesterday, at 6 p.m.
Very good.
UK, so thank you. Priced at $450 for the 512GB model, $650 for the 1TB model. There's also a lower $400 price right now for the 256GB current LCD model.
Okay.
So if you want to get that, I mean,
I
Ben,
think
you've
that's
already got it, haven't you?
I think that's the one that doesn't come with the SSD.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah.
Yeah, to be fair to Valve, that they have done when I was looking into them all, because I was thinking about getting one, they've done it so smartly. Like, I always get the cheapest, obviously, but then you look at the difference and you're like, oh, that's quite a big difference. Oh, that's quite a big difference.
It's a tough knock to have half the storage size and not have an SSD. You're like, ooh, that is a rough ride.
Yeah.
These new improvements, though, just from a screen, seem to be relatively substantial. Seem to almost be that this is the one that they always wanted to release.
Yeah.
So this screen takes the refresh rate up to 60 hertz, up to 90 hertz from 60 hertz. Mm-hmm. As you said, it was a little bit bigger, so it's 7.4 inches compared to 7. But the overall battery life, because the screen is more power efficient, the battery life is better by 30 to 50%.
Whoa, shit.
It's mental,
that.
Right?
That's incredible, yeah.
Faster Wi-Fi and improved Bluetooth module. I don't really know what that means. But anyway, so, I mean, this seems like the go-to now. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to buy a Steam Deck, you're committed to spending quite a bit of money. So.
Yes, yeah.
So
and you have disposable income, apparently.
It doesn't necessarily mean that, Eddie.
In some instances.
In clever people's instances.
It's only because you ordered it with the hype going on, and then by the time it came, you almost cancelled it, didn't you? Is it this one you almost cancelled?
I think I might have almost cancelled it. I think I might have. But in fairness, I have used my Steam Deck quite a bit.
Yeah, there you go.
And I do use it quite often. But I use it more as a Game Pass machine. So there are, expensive. But yeah, that's that. But Steam Deck's cool. Pete was actually, if Pete was here, that would be good discussion, because he was actually toying with the idea, because his laptop is on last legs of thinking about getting a Steam Deck with a dock and all this kind of stuff. And I was explaining to him kind of the pitfalls of that, because it is a relatively cheap way of getting a low to mid range kind of PC that at least has games trying to be optimized for it.
Yeah. I do see Pete very much as when he plays WoW and stuff, he is fully into it though. That's what.
Yes, yeah, but so I said to him, because I think he's going to borrow his girlfriend's and then hook it up and put his games on it, because I think that's the important thing. Like, if you can dock it, and if the games that you normally play, your World of Warcraft and stuff like that, you can play on your screen and all that kind of stuff, then it essentially is just PC. It just gives you extra options. So yeah, I would never recommend it over if somebody had said like, oh, am I going to get a PC or get a Steam Deck? I mean, it's a no-brainer in my mind. But Steam Deck is more like, Steam Deck for me is more like getting the yacht after you've got
the nice
cars. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it's
I spent £900 on my car, so you tell me if I'm going to get a Steam Deck anytime soon.
You spent more on your PC.
I did, yeah.
Wonderful.
Shows you my priorities, doesn't it?
I love those priorities. Right, moving us on. Quick one from me. There is a Zelda movie coming. So, in a tweet that started, and this is the best start to any tweet ever. This is Miyamoto. I have been working on the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda for many years now with Avi Arad-san. who has produced many mega hit films. That was a tweet. So it's actually happening. It's co-funded by Nintendo and Sony because it's Sony Pictures. The screenplay is being done by Derek Connolly, who did Jurassic World and... Well, I said world like you say world.
I know, yeah, it's very...
That was very
southern.
Very good. I like that. Who did a Jurassic World, did I say that? And Detective Pikachu.
Nice.
So, in Nintendo's latest earnings report, Miyamoto said, regarding the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda, I know we face an extremely high hurdle in producing a film that will not disappoint the global fan base. He also said that he'd been discussing it for 10 years. I imagine the film would be especially hard because Link is actually a silent protagonist, except for him going like, yeah! Except for that, like...
Oh, just wait for Chris Pratt to voice it and everyone get outraged.
Exactly. There were people were saying Tom Holland, but I think that's too on the nose. And also, Tom Holland can't be fucking Spider-Man and Nathan Drake and Link. That's not a thing.
Just everyone.
You can't just be... I heard someone... I think I heard Spawn Wave say... The problem with Tom Holland being Link would be that it would be Tom Holland dressed up as Link, not that's Link, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, that would be an issue. But, the Mario movie that recently came out, it grossed $1.36 billion as at the start of November. So...
This is exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Nintendo are looking at this and going like, RIPs need to be... There is no... Like... This is how we get them out there. And no doubt that's had a knock-on effect to Mario Wonder and how that sold and stuff like that. So, because, especially with nostalgia, so if you look at like the Mario game, you get parents taking their kids to see the Mario film. And then they go, oh yeah, Mario, I used to play Mario. And then they'll see the new Mario game come out and they'll buy it for their kid for Christmas because they want to play it.
Yeah.
Like,
Smart.
I could play that. I used to play that. But Metroid, I'd love to see Metroid as a film. That would be freaking awesome. But Nintendo have too many fucking silent protagonists. Don't know how they're going to overcome this. And they are right. Like, there is a massive fan base for this. Mario is different to Zelda, though. And it's a different type of audience. I wonder.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. I think Mario is so massive, and like Mario, even to people like who hate Nintendo like myself, like it's iconic. Yes. Yeah. If anything, you see Mario as Nintendo, and you kind of give Nintendo the respect because of what they did during the Mario eras of whenever it's 90s or whatever. So, but with Zelda, nah, I don't give a shit. Yeah,
because Link hasn't quite got that same gravitas in terms of iconic nature. I know it is, and it is to gaming. People who know gaming know who exactly Link is.
I bet if you showed those two to a bunch of mums and dads,
exactly,
I bet 90%. Well, I bet about 75% will know who Mario is. I bet only like 30% will know what Zelda is,
or less. To mums and dads, I reckon you'd be surprised, and it'd be like 5% would know Link, and 95% would know Mario. So. Yeah, it's difficult, especially with it being probably their second biggest franchise, but it is so far off the top.
Well, I mean, they're probably going 1.36 billion is a lot. Even if we get a quarter of that, we're fine. We're happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I could be completely wrong, but Sony's earnings report sent something around the 4 billion mark in terms of profit. This is revenue.
Yeah.
I think that's what. I think the 1.36 billion gross. I think that's talking about revenue.
Yeah.
So so they're not comparable directly, but it just puts in perspective that we are talking huge numbers. We are talking massive numbers contributing to the overall kind of profit position of these companies. So Nintendo certainly did a fucking a great move doing that, and they want to do it with everything else as well. So, and Sony are doing it as well. Sony are all over it. I think Xbox have done it with the Halo show.
Yeah.
Which was on Paramount, and I don't think did that well. But Sony are doing films all over the shop.
Yeah, I don't agree with it in a total because like look at the Avengers. The Avengers gross so much money. They're shit. Even Kirk, who used to be hugely into the Avengers, now hates it all because it's just relentless nonsense.
He does hate it because of its oversaturation, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But they fucking make money, so they're gonna keep on doing it. So, and I do think it would be silly not to jump on the bandwagon of the Mario movie,
especially when people are ready and waiting for gaming films now.
Yeah. So we've seen it. The success, even TV shows with The Last of Us and stuff. It's got money in it.
Yeah, Sony have done a Last of Us TV show. That was the fucking biggest thing, wasn't it? Like, Sony are fucking loving that side. So that's But now, for perhaps the biggest news story of the week, supposedly. I mean, it's not for me. I don't really care. But
it is for most of the planet. But
supposedly that's true. GTA 6 is coming. There's going to be a trailer next month. So Rockstar have confirmed. There's a quote here. It said, next month marks the 25th anniversary of Rockstar Games. Thanks to the incredible support of our players worldwide, we've had the opportunity to create games we are truly passionate about. I don't know why I'm reading that. I don't care about that. Without you, blah, 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 blah. We are very excited to let you know that in early December, we will release the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto. We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with you all. So we did know that this was happening. We knew that the GTA 6 or whatever it's going to be called was happening. There was that leak last year, which showed like an hour of gameplay footage. And it's, I think, going to be set in Vice City or something like that. We saw the female protagonist, so all of that jazz. But now it's kind of official. And there's a trailer coming early December. And the internet went fucking crazy for this. Like, the number of likes on these it's absolutely fucking insane. And I know GTA is always in, like, the top 20 selling games. It's always there. And it sold, 300 fucking million or something? Like, something huge.
Huge.
But I don't give a shit. Do you care?
I don't care for the online stuff. So the problem with that is not only with the last GTA, after playing the campaign for a bit, I was like, that's a shame. I'm a little bit disappointed with this. Don't get me wrong, I was blown away with the graphics and stuff at the time. But what worries me is the success of GTA 5, the online mode.
It's going to be the prime focus.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going with it. Is that's going to be the prime focus, and I'm really worried about how much they actually focus on that. I will still get it for the campaign, but it's going to cost me an arm and a leg as well, isn't it? It's going to be a 70 quid, and it's going to be fucking huge. Going to come down in price ever.
Are you aware of the role playing scene?
No. Sorry.
So the role-playing scene of GTA. So there are massive role-playing servers.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have heard this, where people actually be like a cop when they go around and like stuff.
So Rockstar have purchased like something very recently so that they kind of can incorporate that. I think they're looking to incorporate that in the new game. I think they're going to focus really heavily online. And this is the thing. I don't know what people are excited about. So, and I can be enlightened by any, like, you can be excited about what you want. So, but I don't know what people are excited. Are they excited about a new single player campaign? Because if they are, like, the last one was fucking years ago. Like,
I don't think so.
Are you still wearing that fucking huge excitement, or are they excited over the online? Because that's still it's very popular. Don't get me wrong, but nobody talks about it.
Yeah, but it's still the amount of people playing it and the people that are so excited for playing it, like that they're all in with it. So yeah, it's all that, and that's why I think it's going to actually be a poor campaign.
Oh yeah, well this is the thing. They are known for their great single players, aren't they? I mean, that's.
But we haven't seen this success with GTA 5 with any other GTA. So
they haven't had that level of success where they've then gone right. Online should be our focus.
Well, they'll see the money that the online modes brought.
Oh, they've done
in.
amazingly. If we talk about live service success stories, and we say like, oh, Bungie were the people who knew what they were doing. No, Rockstar knew. But then again, they tried to do it with Red Dead. They tried to do it with Red Dead, and that kind of fell on us.
Terrible.
Yeah, that was awful, right?
I even dipped back into it, even though I didn't like the game anyway. I dipped in going, well, maybe the online. Wow, that online was bad.
There you go. And to me, GTA 5 online just seemed like fucking Fortnite.
It was. It was just running around, being ridiculous. Yeah, I just honestly never saw the appeal of it. Really didn't.
Yeah, so I don't know. No, if people are just excited about the campaign, fair play. I just never. Yeah, it's not something that because Rockstar just have shit controls, and I've never got over that. They haven't ever released a game that controls well, so I don't know.
I remember when I found out that you could play first person in this last GTA, and I remember switching. I got so excited. But fuck me, did it control bad? You know when a third person game is so obviously third person when you go into first, and you like when you try and turn around, you're like, what the fuck am I wielding?
As a third person game, it's fucking tragic. You can't the movement of Rockstar game. It's absolutely awful.
Oh dear me.
Yeah. Okay. Look forward to GTA. Cool.
Wish you were wrong.
Can't wait. So probably that would imply maybe late next year, 2026 maybe. To me, it sounds like they didn't want to announce it really early. They wanted to actually have something to say. So maybe it's a 2024, maybe a 2025 game. Sorry.
What worries me a bit is, what did he say in his statement? Where's his statement? He said something about many years to come, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, I thought that, Eddie. So he said, we look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with you.
Does that mean there's going to be many more years of trailers of GTA?
It was one sentence. It was one sentence after the trailer. I thought, huh? Are you what?
Many more years of trailers. I mean, when's the game coming out?
Surely their fucking marketing department went like, yeah, we know what you're saying there. Just stick something between those sentences.
Spread it out. Oh dear. Well, we've got many more years of trailers coming up.
So. Anyway, look forward to 2 more years of trailers at least before we get that game. Okay, cool. No doubt I'll buy it day one. So.
You know what? I might get it day one because Rockstar is so good at keeping those prices high. So it's one of those that I'm just going to get it because there's no point waiting a year to get it £5 cheaper.
Well, they do know that this game will sell for 10 years. So,
yes, exactly.
But equally, the hype will build to relentless kind of pressure. I will not be able to withstand that FOMO. So... I will relent, and I will definitely be all in.
You've gone from I don't care to I am day one, absolutely, no, I don't care.
Eddie, I don't give a fuck about it.
But my God, is my wallet going to be coming out fast?
Everyone will be playing it, and everyone will be saying it's the best fucking game ever.
Best game ever of all time.
I have to play it. This is what's happened with every fucking game recently. That's why I played Baldur's Gate. That's why I've got Alan Wake 2. It's the best game ever.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
I'm actually catching up on old episodes at the moment, and about 6 ago you're like, I don't care. I don't care about Spider-Man. I really don't give a shit.
I didn't. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Brilliant. Anyway, let's do new releases.
Right, cool. Games that are actually coming up now. Checkmate Showdown coming out on PC November 15th. We're starting strong. Chess meets fighting games. Crush your opponents in the arena and on the chessboard in this online multiplayer cooperative tactical fighting game that mixes the strategic elegance of chess with the fast-paced execution of fighting games.
Jesus.
Yes, this is a game where you play chess and then when you move your piece, they go into a fighting sequence where those two fight each other.
Yeah. We talk about Venn diagrams quite a bit. I don't know about this one.
Oh, dear me. What makes me laugh as well, like, I read the blurb and went, that can't be right. And then I've got to, honestly, like, even the people fighting, like, the rooks are like rooks, and then, it's just bad.
If you're into chess, let's say you're balls deep into chess, you're all about chess.
Right,
like we've got a friend. He fucking loves chess.
Friend of the show.
Jack, friend of the show. He fucking loves chess. He's not going to be playing this. Like, he loves video games. Oh, he really likes video games. Loves a bit of chess. Checkmate Showdown? No chance.
I can imagine actually the people that like chess probably it's the opposite side of the spectrum. Like,
they want to play good chess.
They want to play strategic, slow paced. Then at no point are they going, God, I wish chess was fast paced.
So this game is designed for people like me who are shit at chess, and so this gives me a chance in a fighting game to not get my chess piece taken.
You're gonna buy this for you and Jack, and then you're gonna beat him and say you're a fucking amazing
I'm a better chess player. Now, what happened is he'll beat me, and then that means 1, I'm shit at chess, 2, I'm shit at video games.
We knew both those things. You don't need to buy
very real possibility to be outed for. So.
Oh dear! Right, let's move on because that's a strange one. Let's move on to The Last Faith, coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, November 15th. A dark gothic fusion of Metroidvania and Souls-like. Wow, what a first sentence. The Last Faith thrives on merciless and precise combat with a huge range of weapons, firearms, and custom executions at your disposal. At your disposal?
Yeah, your disposable.
I've had a beer. Let nothing stand in your way. It's a 2D Metroidvania Souls-like, obviously.
Oh, I didn't get that from the blurb.
You didn't get that from the blurb. It's got like pixelated 1990s arcade kind of visuals. Yeah, not for me. The UI looks nice. I'll give it that.
It looks like Blasphemous to those who know Blasphemous. So it's like Blasphemous.
Yes.
It's not. I don't think it is for you, Eddie. But and I don't even think it's for me. But what I will say is this looks absolutely brilliant. This looks really, really good. Genuinely, I think this looks absolutely outstanding. I think this could be a real sleeper. Wow. For anyone who likes that kind of Blasphemous stuff, who like a side scrolling Souls-like type feeling game. This looks rock hard. It's got the design is fantastic. The visuals I think are excellent. It's got a real.
Visuals are excellent.
The art style is amazing. Like I really really like it. What they've done, what the look they've gone for is fantastic. I think this could be really really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Last Faith. The Last Faith. Everyone. Look it up.
There you go. Look it up. And
the music is outstanding.
It's a bit dramatic for me.
Yeah, it's dramatic, but outstandingly dramatic.
It's okay. I'll allow that. Yeah. Right, let's move on. Bit undecided on that one. Dredge, The Pale Reach DLC, coming out on PCs, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, November 16th. Yes, a DLC where there's a new area to explore and a whole lot of upgrades to take back to the main game. There you go. There you go, Ben. Another game that was actually quite well respected, but you didn't like.
Yeah, shit game, no fans.
Oof.
No,
okay.
I'd stand by what I said.
Do you know what I do feel bad? Like, I really wanted to get Dredge, and I've had it on my wish list.
You would have been really disappointed because it's not deep enough for you. It's not a you. It's not a you.
Well, here's the thing: is Dave the Diver came up, and I was like, I think Dave the Diver is actually what I wanted to get out of Dredge. So
I think so. I think that is a really good point. Dave the Diver does get more. For me, Dredge was just too slow and just a bit lacking.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. But I did hear, loads of people really love it. I know Craig from Pure Day Gaming, he was the reason why I bought it actually, because I thought, wow, okay, it looked really nice. He was raving about it. Yeah. Not for me.
He let you down.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Note. All right, let's move on. Flashback 2, coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, November 16th. Immerse yourself in an action-packed cyberpunk universe where the fate of humanity itself hangs in the balance. The Morphs are preparing their final attack, determined to enslave every civilian in the solar system. And it's your mission to fight back. God, if you enslaved every single person, like, surely that's too many slaves.
Too many. Hard to manage.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I mean.
It's a burden at that point.
It would, and at that point there'd be more of them than you, so therefore, like, surely that's not what you want slaves for. I mean, I don't know what people want slaves for. Surely it'd be working, like, to get food, and then you're just feeding the slaves.
Build shit, and then... I don't know. We're going to...
Yeah, okay.
It's not that level.
No, you're right. It's so it's a 2.5D...
We're missing the lore behind it because there's a Flashback 1, so, that was probably all explained.
Oh, listeners who play Flashback 1, tell us why they're so damn hellbent to get everyone as slaves. Okay. It's a 2.5D action arcade game set in a futuristic kind of cyberpunky world. The visuals and atmosphere, I think, look great. The combat as well seems cool. Lots of things to do. Overall, I'm getting quite, even though it's a different kind of game, the Ascent kind of vibes, and I am not mad at that.
I also got those vibes very much like the Ascent. I thought this looked good too.
Yes.
I thought if this was a game that I ever see for minimal price or on Game Pass, I would absolutely
this
have
is
a go
a
at
little
this.
Game Pass game.
This is something delightful,
that I
wouldn't
will
it?
for sure jump. I've forced myself to play about 15 hours, and I bet I'll fucking love it.
Well, I mean, it's the same that we had with the Ascent. The Ascent was a Game Pass game, and it was like, oh, this is absolutely spectacular. So
that's a good point, right? Because the Ascent I never would have played if it wasn't on Game Pass, because it looked like a game like this that looks good, but nah, come on, I'm not going to spend money on it. But fuck me, was the Ascent fantastic? So
as I said, it was our Game of the Year 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh,
Grumpy Gamers Game of the Year.
There you go. Good Game of the Year. Whew, what an achievement!
Because that is an award that people are really coveting.
That's what they're noting down.
It's the true Game of the Year award that people are really coveting.
What won our last year?
What one? It was an obvious one. Elden Ring.
Oh, fair enough.
Boring.
There you go. So we're not wrong.
No. We've got we've got a proven track record. I don't know what the year before was.
No,
what was the year before?
Don't look at that.
Last of Us.
Terrible.
Wasn't that Last of Us 2?
Oh, maybe.
Was that 3 years ago?
No, that wasn't. Was it?
I think it was.
Time goes.
No, our first one was Last of Us 2. Yeah, because we are actually 2 episodes away from 3 years.
Wow. Yeah,
that's
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did give Pokemon the best RPG of all time, so let's not say we get
rightly
them all.
deserved, I suppose. That is a good point, well made.
We don't hit them all. There are some misses in there.
Swing and a home run. Thank you.
Yes, that's Flashback 2. I would like Pete to play this as well. I think Pete might like this.
Well, let's petition for this to come on to Game Pass. I'll look up in the background whether it is coming to Game Pass, and we'll go from there.
Lovely. Right. Oh, that's good timing, because the next one is Jagged Alliance 3 is getting console release, coming out on PlayStations, Xboxes, November 16th. That's that strategy / XCOM combat / party management game. I will be talking about this in my Game of the Year. I think it's the top 3 games that have come out this year. But I am an indie darling, some might call me. So, there you go.
I don't think I only referred to you as that, but...
I think I refer to myself as a lovely darling.
Okay, that is odd. Console release. Yeah. This is a game that I think could do well on Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
Because people like me then would play it.
Yeah.
But how much was it on PC? How much did you get it for?
Oh, I think I paid a whopping 21 quid for it, so... Yeah.
21, was it as cheap as that? I know that is...
As cheap as that? Sorry, as expensive as that. I think that's what you meant to say.
Sorry, okay. But it's... I imagine it's going to be more expensive on console. Did you get it from a CD Keys or?
Yes, I did. I'm looking it up now on Steam. I reckon it's still about 35 quid. Oh, 40 quid at the moment on Steam.
Yeah. So basically, you're talking a budget game. Well, my terms of budget game, not your terms of budget game.
Very different types.
Very different. But yeah, for a console game, 40 quid is a good price point for release.
Steal.
If they get on that rate.
Absolute fucking steal.
And would you recommend it at that price for console? And would it work on console? That's another thing.
So it would work on console. If you'd asked me that 3 years ago, before I played a lot of games on console that were PC games, I would have told you the opposite. But the way they do them these days, I think it's so well done. So I would say yes. I would say it's a PC game, though. It is through and through. It's one of those, XCOM kind of strategic ones where it's just easier to have the mouse to bounce around. But it's still a fantastic game. It's an amazing game. So, yes. Yes, there you go. I'm saying yes.
Cool. Okay, good. Yeah. You had it here.
There you go. Right, let's move on to a shitter. Persona 5 Tactica? Tactica.
Well, okay, Tactica. Yeah.
Tactica. Coming out on PC, Xboxes, Game Pass Day 1. November 17th. Join the Phantom Thieves as they lead an I was going to say uninspiring. That's funny because that's what this game is. Uprising of the Heart. What? Of the Heart?
Yeah, you have to know the game.
Okay. Sorry, it's an inside joke. Assemble an all-star team of heroes in a brand new story in this thrilling combat adventure set in Persona's iconic universe. First note, nobody cares.
No, not true.
Second note, seems to look more tragic. They've mixed up the visuals. It made me sick that Steam said it's like Jagged Alliance 3 and Battle Brothers, two of some of my favourite games. But then you did tell me, Ben, that it is Persona but with XCOM combat. Is that right?
Yeah, I like the fact that they've gone. Persona 5 has done well, and it's probably the first one which has really done well because Persona 4 Golden was PS Vita, and it kind of hauled that system along, and it carried that system on its back. But it wasn't mainstream enough because the console just there weren't that many units. Persona 5 came out and absolutely fucking smashed it, and off the back of that, they did Persona 5 Strikers, which was like their Dynasty Warriors take, and now they've got this game as well. I'm interested in this because Persona 5 Strikers also had the kind of like cutscene anime stuff, the story stuff. It was all built in. It was very much like Persona 5, but just with a completely different method of doing the combat, which I thought was excellent. Like it's Persona 5.5. Persona 5 Strikers. Now this game, again, is just an extension, but just in a different kind of combat mechanic. I'm hoping that it still has a lot of the story stuff. I actually think that this might lend itself quite well to the normal Persona 5, because Persona 5 is a turn-based combat game, and this kind of turns it into more of that XCOM type stuff. I think it looks good, and it is on Game Pass. I've already downloaded it to have a go on it. I very much into the backstory of these Persona games, so I like it. Looks good.
Okay. Fair enough. You're the only one here, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50-50 on this podcast, so...
talking about 50-50, it's £55 if you don't get it on Game Pass.
Well, I will be, so...
Fair enough. Right, let's move on to another tragic game. Super Mario RPG, coming out on Switch, November 17th. Embark on a whimsical quest with a group of unlikely heroes in this role-playing Mario adventure for Nintendo Switch. It's the 1996 Super Mario RPG overhaul. It still looks bad. And it's 50 quid, but... That's why we got Ben here, to talk positively about shitty Nintendo games.
Well, the thing is, this game is actually supposed to be quite good, and they've done a few like quality of life things. They've got the boss rush mode at the end. I think this game would be fun. I think it would be good. I think that is a high price point, but it's a Nintendo price point. I'm way more interested in the Paper Mario remake, that looks fucking insane. Because this is like a high quality remaster. But what I don't like is that the environments still look flat. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of like Final Fantasy flat.
That's this is what I mean, where I don't think it looks good. Like you can tell, obviously the textures and obviously less pixels, but yes, that's exactly what I mean, Ben. Like everything still looks quite old with everything.
Yeah, if they'd remade the environment stuff, like I would have, if they had given the new, the Paper Mario remake that's coming out next year, if they'd given that treatment to this, I think I would have been in on it. I genuinely think I would, but as it is, I don't think I am that interested. But many people are. This will review well as well because we know what to expect from the game. It'll be good. I'm sure it'll be really good and fun. But I think there's more. I think there's more fun that's going to be had on the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I think it's called remake.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fair. To be fair, out of all Mario games, apart from Kart, I think I'd actually quite like to play this. Not that I ever would, but
yeah, it's more up your street than any of the other ones. Absolutely, 100%.
Exactly. Right, let's move on. The Walking Dead Destinies coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch. Oh, and Switch. Wow. November 17th. Change the course of AMC's The Walking Dead history. Did they need to include AMCs in that?
Yeah, it's probably ownership thing that they kind of have to put it in there. Yeah.
That's annoying. Fight Walkers relive iconic moments and change the destiny of the Walking Dead universe as your choices separate heroes from villains and the living from the dead. Brilliant. Will you make the same choices as Rick, or will you forge your own path? This was delayed from November 14th to November 17th. Don't ask me.
Interesting.
I know. Weird move. It's a third-person kind of action game. The visuals are bad.
They fucking are, aren't they?
Oh my god.
Bad. They're bad to the bone.
They are so bad.
Oh, they're rough.
But let's move on. It's got like you get to choose your own path and stuff, which fans of the show are going to love. It also has iconic locations from the series, and it also includes 13 iconic characters. It does mention party abilities and resource management, but out of all the gameplay I've watched, I haven't seen anything specific on it, so I bet it'll be quite minimal mechanics. But to end it on... I just cannot get over the visuals.
There's that iconic moment in the show with Shane and Rick, and I was when they're showing that part in the trailer, and you're like, "That's not Shane, is it?"
It's so bad.
It's really bad. But however, I will say. Get this on Switch and you just expect it to look bad, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually.
But if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, if you're like all in on The Walking Dead, this would be brilliant.
Yeah,
this looks absolutely brilliant. Like as a game, it looks really good. It's just that it looks bad.
Yep.
Like,
it looks absolutely. It looks like an Xbox 360 game.
It does. Yes,
but you know what? Maybe they're not. Maybe they're appealing to the Walking Dead fans. You know, the non-gamers.
That's the issue that I would have with it. That they've gone, the Walking Dead fans. They're going to pay if you're into this, you're a big fan of the show, and the graphics probably aren't going to put you off. And they've sat round a table and they've gone, you know what? If we just didn't do that much on the visuals. How much of the sales going to really be impacted?
That was a long pause there, Ben. Jesus Christ.
Is cost benefit analysis on that, please? And they've gone, we'll just go for liquid chat.
Fucking hell. I mean, to be fair, AMC's The Walking Dead, they have done amazing. Like,
oh yeah,
just not only the series, but fuck me, they have branched out and they've done loads.
Well, the spin-offs and all that stuff. Like, The Walking Dead's fucking huge. It's a triumph. It's a triumph.
It is, yeah. Tried rewatching it the other day. I just can't get past the scene where everyone gets shot in the head instantly. Yes,
I know the scene. I also started rewatching The Walking Dead not too long ago, and then I stopped pretty soon after restarting it. Because I was like, I don't think it actually holds up when you watch it back, you know?
Nah.
So.
No. Right,
good show,
cool.
Though.
Yeah, good show. Let's move on. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin. They love to put loads of titles in, don't they? Coming out on PC, PlayStation, Xboxes, November 17th. Wage a campaign of brutal conquest in this realm-shattering real-time strategy game set in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar universe. Age of Sigmar universe? I didn't know it's called that. Pre-purchase the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition? Oh, come on, Pete. Do your copy and paste them right. This is the fourth Warhammer Age of Sigmar game. All the others have reviewed really poorly.
Right, okay.
Kind of makes you think, how the hell are they still releasing games? But it's probably because everyone's buying it, because the Warhammer fans out there are, well...
I thought this was made by quite good people. Who's the developer on here? Let me have a look.
It's Frontier Developments. What did they do? F1 Manager, which
there we go, great game.
They've done some good games. They've done they've got Stranded Dawn that I'm going to play next.
Oh, they've just had layoffs, haven't they?
Yes.
I think that's what we talked about the other week. Okay.
Layoffs
before they've released the game. That's not great. Far changing times is good.
Yeah, Jurassic World, and of course the big one, Elite Dangerous. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
shit. Nice.
Yeah, this again. How do I put it? I don't think this looks too good.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a real-time strategy. The campaign with all these type of games are on. It looks like it's on rails again, which is such a shame. I really think they're missing a trick here. But hey ho, there is multiplayer. They do brag about that. And
can you not do it like a normal Warhammer, where it's just like on the map and you just real time strategy?
No,
it's all campaign kind of led, like story missions.
Yes, exactly, story missions. To be fair, like the Warhammer lore is huge, and like I know for a fact that books sell so well. All the Warhammer books, there's thousands of them. So I assume that's why they keep on releasing these, because like people probably do like playing through the campaign. I mean, the fucking reviews don't say it, but you know. There's also
if you love Warhammer, there's just so much content for you.
Oh god, there's so many games, there's so much everything. Yeah, I love it. You know what? I think Pete made the point ages ago as well. Like I would love a Warhammer 40k where it's like a bit like the tabletop, where you get to spend your money on people, and it's more of an open world and more of a campaign to take over the map. But Pete made a good point that sounds like Total War.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Maybe they will actually come up with a 40k version in the future.
40k being the different version of Warhammer.
Yeah. Warhammer is typically known as the old, like the Lisbon and the like kind of Stone Age or medieval time, while 40k is way in the future.
The futuristic stuff.
Yes, exactly. But, aliens versus huge space marines and stuff like that.
Isn't there a 40k game coming out very soon or something?
There's one coming out every month, Ben.
Right, okay. Okay.
Don't get excited. Because they have that. They have a different branch of Warhammer, which is the ships called Gothica, I think it's called. And that's all ship combat. So, yeah. And then, of course, there's Blood Bowl. Don't forget that.
I think this sounds like a franchise that if you're not in on it, you can't possibly get in on it because there's too much stuff.
There is so much stuff. But to be fair, I mean, whoever created Warhammer, fucking hats off to them, because there's so many different types. There's, as I said, I've just listed like 6 different types there.
Where the fuck do you start though? If you're a new person,
it depends on what you like. Like if you like your sports, start with Blood Bowl. If you like your small battles, there's another mode called.
It seems like you can only get into Warhammer if you're introduced by somebody who already knows about Warhammer.
Yeah. Here's the thing as well. Unless you're good on social media, because they do have all the like meetup groups and all that sort of stuff now. But yes, when I was a kid, all I played against was my dad. Because he's the only other person that had a fucking army. So
yeah.
I think me and Pete played a couple times, but even then, because the games take so long, it's not something you do. Yeah. But hey, Ben, in this modern day and era, we have dice saloons and places like that where you can go down on a Saturday afternoon and you can just bring your army down and play with other people.
A dice saloon?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got them all over.
That's a fantastic name.
I think it's actually a chain. Look it up.
I used to go to the comic place and play Pokemon cards at the weekend.
Oh, there you go. That's somewhat tragic that I didn't know about you.
You were playing Warhammer against your dad. Come on, there's levels to this game. There's levels to this game.
Of Pokemon cards as
There's
well.
levels to this game. I was socialising. Move on. Next game.
All right, fine. Last one, Worldless, coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, November 21st. Worldless is a stylized... I was thinking, do I do this? Because we've already talked about this, but I'll get into that.
We have, yeah.
Worldless is a stylized 2D platformer with a unique, active, turn-based combat system and a mind-bending, interpretive narrative. Players embark on a journey of self-growth and understanding, pushing the limits of their nature in a newly born and abstract universe. God, I've nailed these blurbs today. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, you haven't...
You've done
yourself solid, yeah.
Yeah, I've done really well today. I'm really proud of myself.
Okay.
Yeah, it was set to come out on October 4th. We actually talked about it then.
We did, yeah. I remember that, actually.
Yes, yeah, it was delayed. For those of you who don't remember, because you'd have a fucking memory if you did. This was, it's a 2D side scroller that's actually really good. The visuals are really nice. Your character, the main bit of it, your character animations like light up the screen, and you are very... Well, you must be like light or something, but you can upgrade your abilities. It has turn-based combat, which is really weird for this kind of
That's what we said, wasn't it? I remember we were very complimentary, but we said, how the fuck has it got turn-based combat? Because it does not look like turn-based combat in any of the videos.
Yep. And what my answer is there's like a skill where you have to time your combinations and defenses, and it gives you like the perfect shot or the perfect defense and stuff.
So it feels real time, but it's actually turn-based.
That's the idea. To be fair, the animations and stuff in combat do look brilliant. So, yeah.
I do like it when games do that. I always liked KOTOR because it did that.
Yeah, it looks good. And it's finally coming out. And there's a free demo on Steam if you want to give it a whiz bang before buying it as well.
Excellent, good looking game. So, what's your game of the week then? From all we've got some decent games in here.
Oh, well, you put Persona 5 away. That's not.
That's very harsh.
Oh, I can't go Checkmate's Showdown, can I? I'm going to go controversial here, and I'm going to go Flashback 2.
Okay.
The 2.5D arcade game. Yeah, I love the look of the cyberpunky kind of world. The visuals and atmosphere look really cool. The combat seems good as well. If that's Game Pass, I'm playing it.
It's not on Game Pass currently. And I did look up. I know we said about it, the original, and said, if anybody's played the original, it was 30 years ago.
So, to you 45-year-old people and older, please get in touch.
Actually, you only have to be about 45 to be 15.
Easy,
yeah,
man.
Actually, 30 years old actually isn't. Oh, yeah, okay. All right,
We're
fair play.
old,
Actually, then, anybody who's played the first one, because that's fine.
There you go.
30 years is not that long ago, actually.
You are in our age bracket.
Oh, Christ, yeah, I could have played that game, yeah. I said that like, that was back during the war. Back during the war, they were playing that game. No, that was just in our youth.
In the trenches in World War One. Yeah,
playing Flashback 1.
Nope,
yeah.
that was literally when you were playing Pokemon in down the shops.
Down the comic shop.
Fucking nerd.
Sorry, we've been over. Anyway, doesn't matter. Right, let's move on to what we've been playing.
All right, this is good. We got a good section this week.
Actually, this is quite good, yeah. And we're waiting with anticipation. So I'll get through this so that we can move on to your game
through it. I mean, you're talking about Call of Duty, but fine.
To be honest, there is quite a bit to talk about. But I'm not going to go into too much depth because if you don't play Call of Duty, you don't give a fuck. But there is a lot of potential, I think, misinformation about this COD game from non-COD players. Like, as you said earlier, like, the campaign is really short. It's supposedly 4 hours long. I watched somebody play it. I have no interest in the campaign whatsoever. I don't think I'll ever play it. Played hundreds of hours of the last game, never touched the campaign. Like, but all of the complaints, like, all of the people say, this Call of Duty is rubbish, blah, 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 blah. it's all about the campaign. Nobody cares. Like that. So few people care about the campaign of Call of Duty, and a lot of people who are playing Call of Duty for 1,000 hours, like, they didn't even know there was a campaign. So, and I think the Metacritic scores are largely dictated by that. Like, the scores that came out for Call of Duty, all the scores were being released before, like, I think before everyone was... I mean, you have to have full lobbies and people playing for the multiplayer and for the zombies mode and for all of that stuff to really understand the score. So I think a lot of the scores are just primarily dictated by that campaign, but... Okay. Fine. So anyway, that's that. For people that do play Call of Duty, the main mode is usually the multiplayer. So Call of Duty, logging onto it is a fucking nightmare. You know this, Eddie. Like, it's just, it's basically a launcher. You load into Call of Duty and it's a launcher, and it's a launcher to all the different modes. And I've got a friend of ours who wants to join us playing Warzone, and he said to me the other day, he went, what do I click on? What do I play? Like, because there's just too much stuff.
It's too much going on.
Yeah, so there's multiplayer. There's now there was DMZ in the last one. There's zombies in this one. There's Warzone as well. There's the campaign. Like, there's so many different fucking levels and aspects to this. But the main thing that people are playing at the moment is the multiplayer. And then the first thing to note is that everything carries on for Modern Warfare 2. So all your guns, all your leveling, all your everything just carries on. And that is good. Like, that, it does feel like a DLC. People complain it feels like a DLC as a result. But how the fuck else are you supposed to do it? Like, I don't want everything that I've done in the previous games to disappear.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to... Like, I've leveled guns to max. I've got things unlocked. I've got things through the battle passes. I've got guns through the battle passes and all this stuff. I don't want that to disappear. So there is that feeling of, like, the... Yes, that's how it's done, but here's the thing. COD is a live service game. And you don't want to feel like your previous stuff has been wasted because they've decided to put a new number on the box.
Yeah.
So there is that.
It's a big reason why I don't ever spend money on FIFA, because what's the point? The new one's going to come out, you're going to buy the new one, and you don't carry the team over.
And that is not the case with this, because they went from Modern Warfare 1 to Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare 2 was more of an overhaul of the whole system. They were setting up something which then they could use for a long time going on from there, so that's why it was more of a different kind of game. And then they brought in Warzone 2 and all that kind of stuff. But the maps on this one are the old maps, so they're the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps from years ago, and they are brilliant. Like, they are better than the maps in the last game. So, again, it's recycled content, isn't it? But it's from fucking years ago, and I don't really remember anything. And to me, they're just great maps. So there we go. There aren't as many Modern Warfare 3 guns yet. As many as I'd hoped, but there are a load of them. Don't get me wrong, there are loads of assault rifles.
They do trickle them out as well. Remember,
exactly, and there is also that the battle pass that is ongoing at the moment is a hybrid between Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. So you do get certain unlocks for Modern Warfare 3 throughout that, but the first major battle pass is coming in December. I think that's going to coincide with the new Warzone. And it's going to all kind of feed together in December. We'll get the new Warzone map, and we'll get the new Modern Warfare 3 guns in Warzone, and we'll get the new movement mechanics into Warzone. I think that's going to be the progression, and that I'm really hoping that happens in December. So we'll see, because otherwise I think they're treading water, because multiplayer for a lot of people is just treading water for Warzone.
Yeah.
So, you can't release Warzone in 6 months' time. You can't release the new map in 6 months' time. It just doesn't make sense. So, there's that. Weapon tuning, Eddie, it's gone. So, in Modern Warfare 2, you could tune weapons. Once you leveled them to the max, you could then tune certain attachments to do different things. That's all gone. They've scaled it back, and they've just gone, look, it's just attachments now. Which I think is probably better in the long run. Yeah. And I also think that's a mechanism for them to move towards the Modern Warfare 3 guns to be the new meta guns, because the Modern Warfare 2 guns won't be as powerful because the tuning isn't there and stuff like that. So but the movement you'll be pleased to hear, has not gone back to how it was where everybody was sliding around everywhere.
That surprises me.
Well, sliding is back, but it's more of a hybrid between the old one and the newer Modern Warfare 2 movement where you couldn't do any of that. It's a hybrid between them. I think it's slicker. I think it's good. I think it's better than the last game, but improved from the game before. So I think actually it's moved in the right direction. Nice. But ultimately, multiplayer for me is just leveling up guns and unlocking guns for the new Warzone. The mechanics for unlocking guns, you have to get to level 25. You then that gives you access to something called the armory. You then choose items and guns. So either attachments or guns or whatever to unlock. You choose one, and then you do challenges to unlock it. And those are just daily challenges. You know those daily challenges where it's like, get two headshot kills with a certain gun or something like that.
Yes.
You do 3 of those, and then you get a recurring challenge, which is just win games.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And so you can just do those 3 challenges, and then just play a load of games and keep winning, and then just unlocking stuff. It's quite a nice system, I think. But the only thing that I'm holding back on that is I don't know whether that's good for people like yourself who only want to play the free stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't know how you're going to end up unlocking certain assault rifles and things like that, because at the moment, the method of doing that is by playing the multiplayer or playing zombies.
Well, that's how they got challenges. You on the original Warzone. Do you remember there was 2 guns that you just couldn't unlock, and they were always the best. I think the Growl was always the top, and it was the challenge was like, kill 2 people through smoke or some shit.
Oh, yes, and it was impossible if you're just playing Warzone.
It was impossible, yeah. Because you don't come across 2 people in fucking 10 seconds.
I never had the Growl.
No, there you go.
I know Jack had it because he had the main game, and so played multiplayer and then just did it in there.
Yeah.
But you can do it on the free weekends, obviously.
Yes, they did have free weekends, which I quickly jumped on.
Free weekend multiplayer where you can do that stuff. But anyway, this is all good. For me, there's a good thing because of that, like having to win games to unlock stuff. It actually makes people play the objective, so it makes multiplayer just not about killing people. And I really enjoy objective-based Call of Duty, capturing the flag, or like called Domination and Hardpoint are the 2 modes that I like to play. Like, that's really good. I'm having a fucking blast in multiplayer. Like, the dopamine hit of unlocking guns, leveling guns, getting better attachments, getting cooler camos. It's fucking great, and you feel like it's worthwhile because I think this is going to help me in Warzone. And that is exactly what they're aiming
It never does, but you have that thought.
It doesn't, because I have in Warzone the 2, as far as I think I have the meta all the time. I have the best guns, but then at least I can look myself in the mirror and say, I am the reason I'm failing.
Do you know what really upset me this week is on Friday night I went back to my original guns that I know are dog shit, and I was slaying. I was getting on average 6 kills, and then we got back-to-back wins, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I should just stick to it.
I've never had what is amazing, Call of Duty is what it is, but what they have done so well, and better than any other game that I'm aware of, is make you so attached to your guns.
Yeah.
Like, if your guns are slightly tweaked, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's almost like you could pick up another loadout and you would know if it's got a different attachment by like
immediately. You could pick up the exact same gun as you've got and you what have I picked up?
Yep. What garbage have I just picked up?
Yeah. What hot garbage, which is better than my gun?
The worst is when you pick up dead people's guns and go, oh, this is how you're supposed to play the game.
You pick up some random's gun and you're like, whoa. And then you're like, what gun is this, man? We do that all the time, don't we? Yeah. What the hell is this? This has got no recoil. This is amazing. Someone's got the meta. So there's that. So that multiplayer is what it is. The other mode, which I want to talk about because I think you'll be interested in this, is the zombies mode. Currently, the zombies mode is part of the game. You have to buy the game to get the zombies mode. I think they have to make this free to play because this is essentially the new DMZ. So DMZ, for those who don't know, was a open world extraction shooter based on the Warzone map. It was PvE, but it was also had some PvP elements, so you could be attacked by other teams. Yeah. And there was a lot going for it. I think they didn't quite get the continuity of missions and things like that,
agreed.
like hitting. I don't think they quite nailed the what if I'm not playing with friends thing.
Yeah.
Because you can load in by yourself, but it's essentially teams of 3 going in. So Zombies is essentially DMZ, but just on the new map, which I think is the new Warzone map. It's PvE only. Ooh. So other teams are not killing you. Other teams are not killing you, and I like it. It's open world. It's mission based. It's extraction shooter. They've nailed the missions a little bit more because the missions are in a set order, and you do that, and it will just reassign the next mission even during a mission if you've done yours. And when you call them missions, it's kind of loose. But once you've done all of these missions in a certain act, you get a story mission where you're taken to a new map and you do a particular thing there. Ooh. So that's pretty cool. And there's 3 of those. So that's cool. So there is an ongoing narrative. There's an ongoing multiplayer narrative which you are enjoying singly, which is kind of like Exoprimal. Exactly how they did it. Exoprimal was goated, so that's the best of those. But this is doing that. But essentially, you load in your team of 3. You do contracts, of which there are 12 different variants on the map. You start in low-level threat areas, and you move from low to medium to high. And it's a zombies map. More zombies are spawning everywhere. It gets harder as you progress. You have to level up your guns as you go through. And every time you start a game on zombies, you are starting in the low threat area, and you're working your way through as high as you can to the high threat areas. But one key aspect is that you can extract blueprints for leveling up your gun, for making it more powerful, so you can go into harder areas quicker. So that's pretty cool. So you can craft that outside of the game, which is really good. But the contracts are fun. They are quite fun with the zombies and stuff. It's a different way of doing it. The extracting is pretty fucking intense. So no longer are you having to worry about being attacked by another team.
Exactly. Yeah,
but if you
that was intense.
If you're extracting singly as a single player, it's fucking hard because it spawns about 150 zombies when you're doing this evac. But what is cool is that on the map you can see other teams that are extracting. So you could extract at the same time that they are. So you just wade in because they're not going to kill you. You just wade in, you help them fight this horde, and then get on the helicopter with them. Very cool. And you could join up to, I think 9 people can join up together in 3 different squads or whatever add together. So it's good. It's a lot more casual than DMZ. It's a lot more, because DMZ, especially singly, is horrible. But this, I have actually gone in, got my operators. I've gone in singly, got like all my kit and stuff, like all my armor plates and everything, and extracted. And then I can go in with a squad, and I know I'm proper quick kitted out. That's perfectly easy to kind of do. So yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential. I think it's got a lot of bugs. That's what I would say about Zombies so far. But I think if it becomes free to play, I think you might enjoy it, Eddie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've already seen that. There's more powerful zombies as well, aren't they? Like special zombies. Yeah,
bosses and all that. They've got bosses, more powerful zombies. Supposedly, like it's like a 30-hour grind to get to the ultimate last boss in the game and stuff like that. It's a full game. It's just I think over time they're going to make this better. For me, they've taken the best parts of DMZ and they have tried to get rid of the parts that would have been really annoying for a single player experience. But we'll see how it stands the test of time. It might get boring after a while, but I am actually enjoying loading in and doing it. And it's a good way to level your guns without stress. Yeah,
that's the beauty of playing it as well, is at worst case scenario you go, oh, well, I'm leveling my guns for Warzone.
Absolutely.
It's like when I have a bad day on the golf course, I go, at least you're kind of losing weight here.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder where you were going there. At least I'm leveling up my golf club. So
I'm leveling up my game, yeah. No, you just got to tell yourself,
I've lost count of the amount of times we've been walking around the golf course and I've gone, good exercise at least, isn't it?
Good exercise, though. Nice to get out in fresh air, you know?
Fresh air, nice exercise.
That's the same. When I get pounded by my 150th zombie of the day, I'll go, I'm leveling up my guns. That's what I'm
good
doing.
exercise.
I'm doing it for Warzone. The boys will love it when I'm slaying in Warzone.
That's the thing. When I get tanked in multiplayer, it's like, it's okay. It's okay. You're doing it for Warzone. The boys will thank me. The boys will thank
me. Never works out that way.
Right, anyway, that's enough Call of Duty. Let's move on to the Game of the Year candidate.
Game of the Year nomination. My second nomination after Jagged Alliance 3. I still don't know what to put as my third.
I think we're going for 4 each, but never mind.
Oh, we're going for 4? Yeah, shit. Oh dear. This is Wartales. Heard of Wartales?
Mm-hmm.
Lovely Wartales.
It's on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass, which I bet you guys are very happy about.
Because you have to play it, yeah. And it's on console and PC. So
there you go. Yeah, so the developers are Shiro Games, published by Shiro Unlimited. I hope they're the same company. It came out April 2023. Don't get me wrong, I've had my eye on this game for over a year. It's been in early access for a little while. And to be honest with you, when I watched the initial reviews and stuff of it coming out, people going, yeah, it's good. And that wasn't because I had such high hopes for this game. It kind of put me off a bit. So I have not touched it until this week. Well, last week when I started playing it because it popped onto Game Pass. So
lovely.
I thought I'd give it a whiz bang, and I have not been disappointed. So basically, it's a strategy party management RPG with turn-based combat, and it's set in medieval times. The whole world map is exactly like Warband.
Right, yeah.
Mountain Babe Warband, the way you control it and then you bump into things and whatnot. Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Yes,
Warband's
familiar.
yeah. You didn't take too long to say yes there. So that's probably why I like it, because Warband has such a nice place in my heart. First, straight off the bat, there's plenty of customizability. Is that a word? I'm going to say
customization, I think, would be the...
let's go with customizability.
Okay, yeah, fair play.
But the ability to customize.
Yep, there we go.
I'm going to take a punt and say that's actually a word. There you go.
I mean, it's not highlighted in red on your document, so...
on the doc, which is...
Yeah, good. Google Docs recognises it as a genuine word. So,
there you go. There's loads of customizability. There's like different difficulty levels. What I love already, it's got a hardcore mode. It's also got an iron mode, so you can't save. I'm already playing the hardcore mode because the hardcore mode brings in loads of different things that the original base game doesn't have. There's also 2 different modes, as in there's a scaling mode and a region locked mode, which is fucking brilliant. Because if you want a casual experience, you go for the fluid mode, where you just go from place to place and you just meet people your level. And it's like a very casual experience. While the other mode, the region locked, is if you go into this area, you will face 12 people and they'll all be level 7 and above. If you go to this area, they'll be level 15 and there might be a party of 15 on average.
Is that your way of just saying to me that I should be playing the fluid mode?
Yes, you are a fluid person.
I'm a fluid
region locked mode. But no, Ben, you might actually like the region locked, because what it encourages you to do is you dip your toe in, like I did, and I went, just 3 of my party have just died. Because I thought I was Big Daddy Big Bollocks and I could go, and then you can't, and then you go, right, I need to grind, I need to go back and grind, I need to do more missions.
It gives you purpose. Yeah,
there you go, exactly. The visuals are nice. I think it all looks good. The UI looks nice as well. It's got a great atmosphere about the whole entire game. The music is brilliant. The in-towns, the in-camp. Even in-camp, like, you can assign your people to different things, and even when he plays the lute, you can hear the lute music. Yeah, they've got the atmosphere spot on. This is a weird thing to say, it's the best I've ever seen, but the artwork between, like, on loading screens is the best I've ever seen. Like, hands down.
Such an odd
It's such a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. But every single one I see is like, fuck me, that's like incredible. Like, I remember ages ago I was going through RimWorld fan art and I was like saving ones to my desktop and putting it as my background. Every single every single artwork in this game I have saved and I've gone, that's beautiful. I'm going to keep that.
Oh, you sound like one of those fucking people who takes loads of photos. Like
fucking
Kirk. like a fucking John.
Wow, shit. Oh, dear. No, I honestly, just go on the game just for that and you'll go like, fuck, that looks awesome. Why doesn't all games have like that? Even like, it would even fit in like Skyrim and stuff. Just pop that in a loading screen. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Everyone's voice acted. There you go, Pokemon. There you go. And it's it's all, they all like each person like you go into its own screen like in their house or whatever and they're talking to you. The voice acting is brilliant. Apart from the abundance of Northerners and Welsh people, there are so many Welsh people in this game.
You're not into that?
I lived in Wales for 3 years.
I know.
I'm not complaining. It's just why are there so many Welsh people?
Sounds like
I'm complaining. I've got a northern girlfriend as well, so fuck me, yeah. Maybe I am complaining.
Because
when my northern companion moans at me, I'm like, fuck's sake, it's not my day to do the dishes. Fuck off. Anyway, yeah.
I'm not going to do the pots.
That's the problem about recording on Tuesday, Ben. I've got to do the fucking pots after this.
You've got to do the pots. Fucking hell. I've got to edit after this. That's the real problem with fucking Tuesdays, Eddie. I'll tell you that.
Well, some of us are more punished than others. There are 6 different classes with your people, which, you know, obviously gives those variants. There's also 6 more that you can capture and then recruit, but that takes a while. And there's also about 6 animals that you can recruit and become your party people.
Sounds like fucking Pokemon.
There you go. Got to catch them all. But obviously, that's the beauty of this game. It's so strategic that every single thing you do could mean death. Like, for example, I found a bear and I managed to capture it, and I thought, I'm going to be unstoppable. He ate 4 times the amount of all my other party, so I just ran out of food within 2 days. And then everyone left because they were like, well, we're all starving to death, so I'm just going to leave you. Same with, like, I found some really good people, and then I recruited them, and then obviously their wages just dried me out, and everyone left again. And I'm like, right, game over.
Yeah, but you had a fucking bear on your team. Like,
I had
that is the team you want to be on.
He ate 4 times the amount of a human being.
Yeah, but he's protection. That is.
He ate everything, Ben. That's the beauty of this game. It's so strategic that you need to weigh up. Do I keep this bear and probably starve to death in 2 days, or do I?
Was he kept in a cage? Was he tamed by?
No,
you?
he was tamed. Yeah, he was tamed.
He was tamed.
Yeah.
He like you were his mate.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that, babe, because that's how good this game is. So all animals are a bit wild. However, on the Archer class, when you level them up a bit, there's abilities where you actually can tell the animals what to do and shit.
Oh, shit.
Otherwise, they're wild. They just go batshit.
Feral.
They're feral, yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
And they just do their own thing. But if you have a little Archer,
I've seen
who's
Cocaine
born with
Bear.
the woods. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You see my bear. You see how much you can eat.
Lovely.
So there's XCOM combat, which you can't miss, really. But there's many things that change the battle. Obviously, you've got all your different classes that all do different things. There's loads of levelling up, which is loads of other things. There's also weather that affects it, like by fog and weather and lightning and rain does things. There's also loads of stuff on the floor, like there might be bear traps on the floor, there might be fucking axes, there might be flames in dungeons and shit. Like all these things, there's reinforcements, there's loads of status effects. So basically what I'm saying is there's XCOM combat, but everything could change, like in a heartbeat. And also you can be so tactical about the way you do things. Let me just rush through some cool extras. They've got kill cams, which is nice. Awesome. Yeah, it's really cool when you think, am I going to kill this guy with this attack? Because it actually says I do 6 to 12 damage, but I might not kill him, and then you get a cool kill cam. And some of them are fucking brutal as well. Hats off to them for doing that. Love that. There's wanted levels with being a little thief, which is a bit odd, but it's actually really, really well done. Basically, there's guards roaming the streets and stuff. So you've got to stay away from them if you're being a little naughty boy and you're stealing stuff. And then the more you steal, the higher your wanted level goes up, and then bigger bands come and kill you. So that's pretty cool. There's a morale meter that affects every battle, and it affects how people react with you out of battle as well, like interactions, and also they might end up leaving you, and also gives you positive if you've got high morale. There's relationships. I found this out the hard way. I was having a little battle, and I had Maldini. He shot Stam in the back by accident when he was aiming for the enemy.
I enjoy your naming convention. Yeah, respect.
and it went Stam and Maldini now hate each other. I was like, what the fuck? Why do they hate each other?
For the podcast lore, Eddie is a AC Milan fan, so that's why they're called Stam and Maldini.
Well, I tell you what, Ben, I've actually ditched that, and I have gone to the RimWorld way of naming things now.
Oh shit! Just like Gardner.
So hear me out. So obviously you've got your 6 different types of people, and you've also got there's 10 different professions, and all these professions do different things. You've got a cook, obviously cooks the food. You've got thief, alchemist. You've got a blacksmith, and basically you can only do these jobs if it's the right person that does the jobs. Mm-hmm. So I combine people. So for example, my alchemist, who's also an archer, is called Feather. Because you use feather for alchemy and for archery. Right?
Okay, lovely.
My brute, who has a club, and he's also a blacksmith, so I call him Hammer.
Right, great.
You see where I'm going with this,
Ben? I like it. This is RimWorld all over again. This is RimWorld stories.
All over again.
I used to love playing that game, trying to guess what class someone was by their name.
That's it. Oh dear. My woodcutter and my axeman, call him Viking. Actually, bit different.
Okay, you've mixed up. Fine.
Yeah, but you think Viking, you think axe. Yeah,
you still got it. Yeah,
there's something there. There's something there.
I like it.
What else? There's loads of actual, and this is a bit weird. There's loads of like quick time events. So, like for chopping wood, to get like the most wood, you need to do quick time events. There's loads of different types as well. Like even like when you're playing a bard in a pub to get a bit more money, it's Guitar Hero where you have to click the right note as it comes down. But there's all different types of things like that, which works actually quite well. It really breaks up the game. There's learning trees, obviously. There's animal companions. I've mentioned that. Where you are on the map affects the battlefield and the camps, which is really cool. Same with the weather. Like, you don't want to be camping in the mountains during a blizzard and shit like that. Same with the battlefield. It'll just mix things up. Plus, actually, if you're... And you could, that's more strategy. If you've got, like, a polar bear, if you're fighting on a mountain, it will give that polar bear better stats. So,
nice.
Same with, like, wolves in fucking woods and whatever. And also, like, even the trading, there's things on sale. Like, they have, like, a lining around the items that the trade people are putting on sale and stuff. So you could literally treat this game as a trading game. Also, you could buy trade hubs, which you can actually, like, use as to store stuff, and then you can actually go from town to town trading. So you can actually do it as that kind of game. That's what's good about this game. There's so much to do. There's so many different ways to play it. The reason why I love it, though, is the out-of-combat stuff. The thing that I said earlier is jobs. I love the outside-of-combat stuff in games where you can just spend a whole evening not even going into a battle. And that's what I've been doing, just going around the jobs, like leveling up the jobs so I get better. For example, you level up the smith and you get better equipment, obviously. Alchemist, you get better potions and just doing all these out-of-game stuff. And it's not easy to level up because you need to be able to level up your party to then spend the points to then get the ingredients. So it's not a quick fix either, which is brilliant. Also, obviously, with the party management, I love the friends and stuff. You get extra stats when the friends are close by and stuff. Like if they're next to each other, they get better bonuses in camp and in battles. And of course, the difficulty. I love that the hardcore is brutal. Like knowing that like hiring that bear, and it ate all my food, and then I lost like 3 people. I had to start again, and I love that. I made a stupid decision. Don't hire a fucking bear.
Look, it's a bear. You got to do it. You got to hire it once.
I did, and I didn't regret it. I'm sure I lost about 20 hours of gameplay because of it, but fuck me, I had a bear for about 2 battles. It was awesome. The only negatives I've got of this game, I hate, and this is a personal preference, I guess, I hate that it shows your completed locations on the map. It doesn't it doesn't just let you to it. It basically like lists like you've done all the things in this area. Now, the reason why I say it's a me thing, because I know that a lot of people would love that. They would love to do the little tick box exercise.
Yes, absolutely.
And go like, oh yes, I've done everything in this area. And a lot of people would argue, well, imagine not having that. Then you
like the immersion side.
Oh, I love the immersion. What's really good about this game as well, it restocks areas. So it'll restock after you go fishing, after 2 days, it'll restock the fish in the lake, and the wood in the woods, and the and the iron in the mines and stuff like that. So it is a game that you keep on going back to. It respawns like bandit areas and stuff. So it is a game that you could play forever. So I hate that they've got that little, oh, you've done everything in this area tick box, because it makes you go, oh, I should go on to the next area then.
Yes,
it's a shame, because it could be, without that, it could really be like that forever game, but it does kind of make you go, I should move on. Here's another one. Wish there were stats for characters like in other games. So like in Baldur's Gate, you can go onto a little stats section. I don't know about the third, but I assume it has it, where it goes like, this person has killed this many people, it's done this much damage, it's done this many conversations. It has none of that in this game, which is such an omission, because this game is all about getting connected with your party and like feeling like you know them. Like, because each person has... obviously, they're different types. They have traits. They have relationships. You honestly, and of course, equipment and everything. You feel so like, if you know your party, like you know exactly where to position them, because this guy's a loner, so he doesn't like standing next to people and stuff like that. And I just wish it had the stats so you could like see these things. It would be so much more immersive if it had it, which it doesn't. And the last negative, you can't custom create black people.
That's weird. Are they just trying to be close to the time period or something?
I thought that, Ben. I thought that was my only defence of it, is, well, I guess back then there probably weren't that many black people in medieval Europe. But then I thought, well, hang on, there probably were quite a few. Like, enough to give it an option. You know what's bad, Ben? They have a skin tone setting where you can go from white to all the way to like almost red.
Wow.
But they just don't have black, which is so upsetting, because I wanted to make Clarence Seedorf, but I just couldn't.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, okay.
I had to make fucking Yap Stam instead.
You had to make Yap Stam, and then he got fucking turned on by Martini.
I was devastated. Yeah, I just thought it was a really weird and also quite controversial omission there. I don't know why they've done it.
Yeah, that is weird. There was Kingdom Come had that thing,
Kingdom Come
didn't it? Like, where there was no black people in it or something. Wasn't there? I think I might be doing it a disservice, so don't take that take that as gospel, but I think there was something there.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I think it's quite controversial. I'm surprised people haven't kicked off. But yeah, I mean, you could be a woman.
Good.
There you go.
Famously, I like to...
You love being a woman. You can't be a black woman, though, just so you know. So, there you go. Look, overall, it's fantastic. It's very positive on Steam. It's 80 on Metacritic, not bad. As a crafted game, I would give it like an 86 to 88 because of the atmosphere, because of the many, many things to do, because the artwork, everything. Like, you know what's really interesting is I looked at lots of reviews of this game, and all the early gripes that people have with it do not exist anymore. Like, there are so many things like, this is broken, and I've tried to then go and take advantage of said broken system, and it does not exist anymore. So the developer...
This has been an early access before it was released, wasn't it? So that's
and
they've tested.
They've absolutely nailed it. Like all the things they've done. I've scrolled down on the forums, and then they fixed it on this date. They fixed this on this date, and it's not even just fixes, Ben. It's like this is slightly broken. Like you could capture loads of refugees and sell them for £100, and people would just go mental. So what they did is they just put a cap on it, and then they only sold them for 30. They're obviously paying attention, and I think. I'm so glad I didn't get it back then, because there are so many things that I'm reading that I'd go, that would make me fall out of immersive juice. This game.
But you tip over your immersive.
Yes,
jug.
I'd fall over and I'd slip over on the immersiveness.
Hurt your elbows,
and that would be disappointing. Yeah. So, but now I've got the perfect fledged of the game, and it's fantastic. I would honestly give this like a 92 out of 100.
Ooh, boy.
Like as in 88 for craftness, as in like I think this is a good game, but 92 out of enjoyment. This is fantastic. I've been playing it for probably almost 2 weeks, because I obviously played City Skylines as well, but I did jump halfway through the week over, so I've probably been playing it for about 10 days, and I'm 105 hours in.
That's crazy. You said earlier you're like 105.5 hours.
Yeah, well, if I'm being honest, I also played it for half an hour now. Let me just go on achievements. 4 days, 13 hours and 8 minutes. So, whatever that is.
You've put time in. You've put a shift in.
In summary, I've put time in.
Shit. Yeah. Well, there we go. That is a top Game of the Year candidate then.
Oh, I tell you what, I think it's updated from maybe yesterday, because that's 109 hours, isn't it? So 107 hours, is it? 4 days. 4, 8, 12, 16,
it's a boatload of hours.
96,
that's all we know.
109 hours and 8 minutes. That's what I've been playing this game for.
Okay, and you're not slowing down on it.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to be playing this for at least another week. Though it's so typical. I literally only installed this because it's on Game Pass, and I know it came out this year, and I was like, just in case it's Game of the Year. But I was literally seeing it as quickly get it out of the way, go and buy Baldur's Gate 3 or Hogwarts Legacy or Alien Stranded Dawn or whatever it's called. But fuck me, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Like how you just amalgamated like 3 games into one there. Alien Stranded Dawn. But yeah, I know what you meant though. I knew what you meant. So.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That one.
Dark Descent. Cool. Okay, good stuff. Well, no doubt we'll all have to play that because you're going to be putting it in there. So,
it's on Game Pass. What do you want?
It's on Game Pass. Cannot complain. Let's move on to the feature then, which is a discussion on the Indie Direct showcase Nintendo thing that happened a couple of hours ago. We will run through some of the ones that we've identified or could be bothered to write down, and then just chat through. So the first game, there were a few games that they talked about at the start, and I didn't make a note of because I didn't think they looked very good. The first one that I did think looked okay, though, and I thought was more of a you one, or at least you to give an opinion on, was one called Core Keeper. It was like a subterranean Stardew Valley type survival game coming out in summer 2024. Did you note that one? How did that look?
Yes. I've got it. Basically, what I've got, just in case you did throw a curveball at me, I've got the whole Indie Direct in front of me.
Oh, good.
I quite like the look of this. I mean, I was always going to, because you know what I also got a lot of vibes from is Kaplurth. You know, that game that me and Pete played probably last year now.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, and I loved that. And this looks good too.
Yeah, it's procedurally generated zones and stuff like that. It had some combat and shit like that, didn't it? So it looked half decent for like Stardew type fans, and it's on the Switch. So it's there is a less complex. It's not like a RimWorld complexity, but at least it's gonna have something. So that looked alright. Summer 2024. The next one I noted down was called On Your Tail. It's a seaside life sim. That's what it described it itself as, with a narrative, and I think you're being chased by some masked thief. Out 2024. You know what I thought when I saw this? I thought, like, the Switch is on the tail end, isn't it? Like...
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
It's not, and it's we're talking about it now just because it's on the list. Another
what is the main character? Is it a goat? Is it a goat or a cow? Or...
Oh yeah, you just look on your tail.
I think it's maybe a deer. Maybe a deer. Actually,
it's a. Yeah, it's some beast.
Some beast. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say it's a deer because I can see a little tail poking out.
I think it could be deer. It's a
doe.
Anthropomorphized deer.
All right. No need to bring out the big words.
So
let's move
on. Next one was called Howl. The only reason I wrote this down was because it was stealth dropped. It's available today. It looks boring as shit. It's about wolves or werewolves or something.
Yeah.
But it was like a hand draw. I don't know. It just
like badly hand drawn though. Badly hand drawn.
It was like a stylized hand drawn. I don't know what it was doing.
Not appealing. I think that's the way you got to put it. It's not appealing hand drawn.
But the thing is with these directs, there are people, and I used to be one of these people that if anything was available on that day, I would buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. You used to. Yeah. Immediate.
Yeah, my wallet used to be open and ready and waiting.
Howl's not doing it for you though.
Howl is not up there for me. So, and it was also at this point where I had to. I made a note to say that they have got a lot of developers on these directs now where they obviously say, oh, can you send us a little video of you talking about your game and make it be 20 seconds long or something like that. My one thing is these developers need to be fucking better at speaking. They are awful. Yeah. They are so shit. One of them was just sat there, like so deadpan, just reading some script. You're like, oh my God, is that your first take? Like, just be better. And
I know what you're talking about. It's the guy in the green shirt, isn't it?
He was on the right-hand side of the screen.
Yes, yeah. He is. You know what? I don't know if he's doing it as a joke, because I think that is genuinely horrendous what he's done there. The guy on the left tried to give it a little bit of charisma, but the guy on the right, it's almost a joke. It's almost like he, I don't know, lost a bet, and when your face cannot make any emotion.
No, obviously if there's a reason why you're just not good at speaking and showing emotion and stuff, yeah, fair enough. But it wasn't just one of them. It was so many of these developers, and we've seen it before. Like, people are incapable of reading something and making it sound natural. I'll tell you what you need to do: read that thing 3 times in your own time, and then put the fucking piece of paper down, and then just speak.
Yeah, it's mental,
it's absolutely tragic how they record and then go, "That'll do." What?
Do you know what's well? Before sending it, they're definitely sending it to other people and going, "Do you think this is okay?" And their friends and maybe even colleagues have gone, "Yeah, that's good." This is
another thing. They're looking around the office. There's only a few of them there, obviously, but looking around the office, they go, "Oh, who wants to step up? I'll have a go." Or nobody else will do it. Like, I don't understand, because it's not like it takes that long to do. Like, they're all 20 seconds long. So when you're submitting this to Nintendo, it's not like, oh, we're under such time pressure. Well, just record another one for 20 seconds and just see how you get on there, and then just pick the better one. Don't pick the one you've done. The one you've done, no, screw that up, throw it away. Shit, delete
if anything, email saying, sorry, we can't submit something. Can you do it without it? Yeah, sure,
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we saw your other one. We saw your other one, and we've actually decided to go against it.
Yeah, this is our first attempt. We can't get it better than this, so you might opt not to put that in.
Oh, God, poor guy.
I couldn't. No, but it was so many of them. There was 2 developers there who they were obviously better at speaking, but they were still so clearly just reading. I just like.
Yeah, no, that is it for me. Like, in fact, even at work, we had this presentation like a few months ago, and I said, just learn. Like, I know you want to read, but you haven't got much to say. Just learn it. It's astronomical knowing the difference of someone reading a screen and you can see their eyes going back and forth. It also makes the message insincere. It does. Just learn it.
It does. That is so true. And you can. There are some. There was in the Xbox Direct thing or whatever they did recently, and they get some people on there. They speak to some developers, and they're just speaking from the heart, and they're so like. That's how you get people to play your game, because you get the passion of your game, and you're just like Curse to Golf and games like that, where the developers are just so passionate. Where you're like, oh, I think I'm going to fucking play this game. Like the whole reason that you're being put on that you're given that platform there is to get your game out there, and you've been given this opportunity.
But you know what's a good example, Ben, is bloody Jagged Alliance 3. That honestly, hearing the developer speak about the passion of that game made me go, this is going to be a good game. And it made me spend 21 quid, the most I've spent this year on a game, on a game.
Jagged Alliance 3, they were sincere, because they went like, the games we've released recently have been shit. This one's going to be good.
We've sorted out.
Yeah, we got back the right people. We recognised the last ones were shit. That is what you need. That's what sells a game. And so I know we've gone a bit deep on these, but I just think
we're running on 2 hour podcast, and there's
fucking
just
be better.
two of us.
Yeah, okay, let's crack on. Next game was Backpack Hero, equally shit, but out today.
I really like the look of this.
No.
I did, yeah. Okay. I actually love in Tarkov the backpack management, and I love the little base building aspect to it as well. Yeah, I quite liked it.
Okay, right. So if you had a Switch, you buy it today. Good stuff.
There you go.
Next one I thought looked quite good, actually. Though I don't know whether this was just by comparison. Blade Chimera.
Oh yeah. No, this looked good. Yeah, the sideways scrolling one.
Yeah, 2D action side scroll, but probably a Metroidvania. They didn't say that word, but it looked like it could be.
Much a Metroidvania.
Spring 2024 timed console exclusive. Looked quite good. Check it out. Yep. It had the same vibes as not the gothic vibe, but the same kind of blasphemous type thing that we talked about earlier. Same that type of stuff. I actually quite liked this next one. I don't think it'd probably be boring, but Highland Song, it was called.
Yeah, you can say
that. So it looked to me initially like a Highland version of Oxenfree. But without the
pure Oxenfree vibes,
without the
weirdness.
Yeah, the weirdness. Yeah, I couldn't think of the fucking word. Without like the ghosts and shit in Oxenfree. But it's a rhythm-based narrative, and they call it an action game.
It's not an action game.
You run around and you climb, and you're trying to get to the sea.
There's also no action in it. What are they talking about?
You're running and climbing, and
you do throw a rock and skim it. I don't know if that counts as the action.
I don't know, but they did use the word action. That's why on my notes I've put it in little.
Watch out for that action.
Yes, but I put my notes on this game was not awful.
Yeah, it looks alright. Yeah, it does. I would never play it, but it does look nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, never play it, but 5th December. I have played similar games though. So, next one I've got on the list, Moonstone Island. I've put another fictional cartoony life sim. Instead of having farming sims, which Nintendo had a direct where it was almost exclusively farming sims about a year ago, they have things they're turning life sims now. But this had a deck building mechanic.
And that changed your mind.
So I'm all in.
Disappointing.
Coming out spring 2024, timed console exclusive. Again, looks. I think there's 2 a penny of those types of games, especially on the Switch. They're fucking everywhere.
But the problem is the demographic of people that like playing it is so big that I think they're always going to carry on bringing them out.
Exactly. Like it, and if you like one of them, you probably like
you probably like them all.
Yeah. Interestingly, we saw the Outer Wilds is coming to Switch, and that was released probably about 3 or 4 years ago now, wasn't it? But it's coming to Switch. That is the game where you're like in space. It's on a time loop. You're trying to work out the story of what's going on, and then everything blows up on a time loop. It was on Game Pass. It might even still be on Game Pass, but it definitely was.
2019 it came out.
Really, really high reviews. So 4 years ago, really, really high reviews.
It was in Game of the Year conversations
Oh, absolutely was. Yeah.
Game,
yeah, it was. It's coming to Switch. This is I can't remember what expansion it is, but it's got some. It's like the
archaeology. I think I said.
Yeah,
archaeologist. Yeah, something like that.
So it's got the DLC. There are serious graphical concessions here by the looks of it. Like this looked rough.
Yeah.
But if this is the way you want to play it, it is available on the 7th of December.
Okay.
There's a physical version out in 2024. Interesting that they said, pre-orders start today for the digital version. Who the fuck needs to pre-order a digital version?
Pre-install it? Can you do that?
Just do it on the... Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be about 2 fucking megabytes or something. But the fucking looks of the graphics. But and then we saw Planet of Lana is coming in spring 2024 as well. So that was nice. They showed some other stuff, but that was pretty much the last of the bigger announcements. Switch indie scene looking a little rough going into 2024, but we are on the tail end. Is that kind of what you thought?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But overall, it's indie direct that you don't get your hopes up. Like they're not dropping Hollow Knight Silksong in a fucking indie direct.
Like all of these, I go into them thinking, ugh, Nintendo, ugh, indie direct. But every time I'm going, I liked 50% of the games, and those 50% I was like, really charming. It's a weird way to look at it because all these games I will never play.
Yes.
But, I mean, I already played Outer Wilds, but you know what I mean? But I look at everyone going, that's a nice looking game. And every one of 50% of those games, if Pete, for example, which I think he might bring Planet of Lana into Game of the Year, if I was forced to play them, I think 50% of them I'd actually quite like. You'd
enjoy. Yeah, that is true.
Yep.
Like these are games that you probably just enjoy just playing casually. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what a Switch ultimately allows you to do. So, yeah, good stuff. Well, if you really enjoyed the Nintendo Direct and we're wrong about a lot of games and it's the Switch is really hotting up into 2024, then please let us know. You can email us podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk and you can tweet us at grumpygamerspod. But we'll be back to at least 3 people strong next week. And until then, it's GG.
GG.